Okay, so I figured I would do out a few of these problems for you so then you see some examples of these actually being done out. So I'm going to do some of the even ones. So let's take a look at number 2. So first of all, one thing on here is they don't tell you which one the bases are, but you're supposed to just kind of assume, I guess, that these are the bases. Those are the ones that look like they're not going to intersect. So remember that we talked about the consecutive angles here, they add to 180. So to solve this, you would just do 180 minus 92, which is 88. So the question mark here would be 88 degrees. So that's number 2. Now, number 4, they gave you one that is isosceles. So remember, when it's isosceles, that means that the base angles are the same. So if this one is 70, this one is 70. Then again, these are consecutive, so they add to 180. So 180 minus 70 would mean that the question mark is 110. Okay, so this also too, like if this one's 110, so is this one. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5 has to do with the diagonals. So again, notice that it's isosceles, and I know that it's isosceles because of these legs being marked as congruent. So they give us that DF is 8.7, and they ask for EG. EG would also just be 8.7 because we learned that the diagonals of a trapezoid, of an isosceles trapezoid, are congruent. Okay, so number 8 has to do with the median formula. That was the very last thing that we did in that second video. So remember that base 1 plus base 2 over 2 equals the measure of the median. So what you're going to do, this is base 1, this is base 2, this is the median. So we're going to take 5.5 and we're going to add 12.9. We're going to divide by 2, and that will give us the median. So let's see, 5.5 plus 12.9 is 18.4. So 18.4 divided by 2 would be 9.2 would be your final answer here. So that would be your question mark. So that's what it looks like when you are given the bases and you're asked to find a median. Sometimes, like in number 10, you're given, this is base 1, this is base 2, and this is the median. So this one, you're given the median and you're asked to find another base. So how I like to solve that is I like to put the base as just x. So watch, when you make your equation, you do 4.4, that's base 1, plus base 2, which we don't know, over 2 equals the median, which is 5.5. So you kind of just like write a little equation, and then you solve for x. So to solve for x here, we have to get rid of this 2 on the bottom. So this is being divided by 2, so we're going to multiply both sides by 2, and that will cancel the 2, and it's not going to distribute on the top. The top just stays 4.4 plus x, and then 5.5 times 2 is 11. From here, we're going to subtract 4.4 from both sides, which gives us 6.6. There is kind of another like easy way to figure this out as well. And so if you look at the picture, let's go back to the picture. Since the median is right in the middle of the two bases, you can figure out like what's the difference between these two. See how I added 1.1 from 4.4 to 5.5? So I'm going to add 1.1 again, and that will give me my final answer, which 5.5 plus 1.1 is 6.6. So that's another way to just do it like numerically without doing a formula. Okay, so that's number 10. Let's do a few more on the back. The back ones have a few with equations. So here's another one where we're going to use that base 1 plus base 2 over 2 equals median. This one, they gave us something for each one, but one of them has some algebra. So we're still going to do base 1, which is 23, plus base 2, which is 11x plus 2. That whole thing is over 2, and it's equal to 29. Then from there, you would combine like terms. So this 23 and the 2 would give me 25. So I'm going to have 11x plus 25 over 2 equals 29. Now to solve this, again, we have to get rid of this 2 first. So to get rid of that, we're going to multiply because this line means divide. So the inverse operation of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So now on this side, the 2's are gone. I'm left with 11x plus 25 equals 29 times 2, which is 58. Okay, so then you would just solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 25. So that's going to be 11x equals 33. And then lastly, we're going to divide by 3. Whoops, not divide by 3. I'm thinking of the answer. We're going to divide by 11 to get an answer of 3. Okay, so that's number 11. Again, you plug the bases into the formula with the median. So base 1 plus base 2 over 2 equals median. Okay, let's take a look at number 14. So 14, here are your bases. These are consecutive angles, so they add to 180. So I'm not going to do this one completely out, but you would just add 11x plus 8 plus 95 equals 180, and then you'd solve for x. So remember, consecutive angles add to 180. Let's see what we have over here. This one's number 16. So number 16, this is an isosceles trapezoid. So here are the bases. Remember that when it's an isosceles trapezoid, the base angles are the same. So if this one is 5x plus 38, so is this one. And then you would add these to 180 because those are consecutive. I'm not going to do out number 18 either, but I do want you guys to try 18. I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. So this one, we would have base 1, base 2, and this would be your median. So you would still want to set it up where you're doing base 1 plus base 2 all over 2 equals the median, and then you would solve for x. So actually, why don't I set that up for you? And I just want to tell you one thing. So 6x minus 6 over 2 equals 7x minus 4. So when the first step here is to multiply by 2. I mean, you could combine like terms if you want to, but I like to get rid of the 2 first. Remember that this 7x minus 4 is in parentheses, so you're going to be distributing that 2 to both of those sides versus the left-hand side you don't distribute. Okay, so then you end up with 38 plus 6x minus 6 equals whatever this ends up being, and then you solve for x. Okay, so I did about half of them for you. I figured that would be good enough for you to try some on your own. So if you still have questions, you can join our Zoom at 11, or you can email me if you have questions. All right, have a great day, guys.